Okay, welcome everyone to our third week of our Lenten retreat together, our final week, and getting us prepared for Holy Week. And so we've been spending some time this Lent thinking about seeing things in a new way. And as we move into Holy Week, the reflection that has just been on my heart is this challenge to embrace the love and mercy that God offers us through the Paschal mystery and through Christ. So what is it like to be on the receiving end of that love and mercy? So thinking about this season of penitence, but through a renewed lens of being on the receiving end of that love. The road to the cross, right, is paved with deep, deep mercy. And I can hear that, we hear Christ has died for our sins, but for me, that doesn't always sink in until I've really spent some time thinking about what it means that God loves me first. That action then is sometimes so big that it's hard to dive into. So tonight we will pray with the story of the prodigal son, which is maybe more aptly called the story of the merciful father. The son isn't really the main character in it. It's really more about the father. And I was shown a really beautiful image of this story, a painting. It's a Rembrandt painting of the prodigal son. And the hands, these huge hands coming off of the father onto the son, but one hand is very masculine and the other hand is very feminine. So kind of seeing this beautiful lens of the vast diversity within God. And the father just radiates mercy, compassion, renewal, an ability to be seen in a totally new way. And when the son realizes the error of his ways, he returns not even finding a scolding. There's no word offered to him except one of invitation to let's begin anew. The father knows that his heart has changed, and that is enough. The son is welcomed home with open arms, this feast, a fatted calf, and that leaves us with this wondering, how can this be, right? And so thinking of those words as our entry into Holy Week, how can this be? And I think sometimes when we ask that question initially, it can be looking at all of those negative things, right? And there's a lot that's dark about Holy Week. How can this be that they have led Jesus to the cross, right? And there is anguish, and we should be upset by that for sure. And then at the same time, it's like you just can continue to ask that question as we turn our head and kind of see the whole scene. So tonight we'll begin a little bit differently, but maybe not. It feels a little bit different in my mind. But our breathing meditation will include a little bit more visualization, maybe than we have done before. So we'll start seated, and then as we move into our movement, our first posture is laying down. But I'm going to stay right where I am to get us started. So let's take a moment to feel the ground beneath you. On your sit bones, sit up nice and tall. And move your shoulders down away from your ears, create some space. And in the spiritual exercises, St. Ignatius always encourages us to begin our prayer by resting in the gaze of God. And I want us to begin not just in God's gaze, but thinking about being in God's arms, whatever that looks like and feels like to you. So could be nice to maybe even wrap yourself in your arms, or maybe to place your hands on your heart, or maybe just crossing your arms in front of you, if that tactile piece is helpful. If not, you can let your hands rest down in your lap. And so noticing your breath this evening and seeing it with new eyes, with the eyes of wonder. How can this be that our breath moves throughout our body, both intentionally, like we have some control over it, but that when we forget about it, it never forgets about us. And so feeling where it's been moving today. And then deepening your breath, feeling the breath as the breath of the Spirit as it moves throughout your body, and as these compassionate arms or wings or whatever image settles on you this evening, hold you with the image of the Spirit as a bird, is resonating with you, then maybe you're resting in the wings. If the image of these strong hands, maybe that have both masculine and feminine components to them, rest on each of your shoulders, and maybe something else. Let's take 4 breaths with even inhale and even exhale, letting yourself rest in the compassionate arms of God. And so we will return to that image throughout our practice. But as we begin to move, you can let those arms move with you. Let's inhale our arms up above our head. Nice deep breath. Exhale, cactus the arms. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the palms together, elbows come to touch. So you can slightly round through the spine here. And then exhale, open up. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, surround. Exhale, open. Once again, inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, round. And exhale, open. So in order to really feel that sense of compassion, we'll do a lot to open our hearts tonight. Let's transition to our mat, coming into laying on our backs with our knees bent, feet on the ground. And reconnecting with your even inhale, even exhale. And then from there, we'll actually spend some time extending our exhale with our movement. So we begin in dynamic bridge pose here, feet are hip distance apart. Let's inhale up for a count of 4, hips rise, arms come all the way up, backs of the palms on the ground. And then exhale, roll the spine back down, hands come down where we started. So that's one. Let's try one more, just nice and even. Inhale up, count of 4. And exhale, roll it down, count of 4. So we'll keep the inhale, count of 4, but then we'll extend our exhale for 5, and then 6, 7, and 8. So inhale for 4. Exhale, take 5. Inhale 4. Exhale 6. Inhale 4. Exhale 7. And last time. Inhale 4. And exhale 8. Beautiful job. Let's take the feet a little bit wide, return to your normal breath, and arms can stay down, or you can open up through the chest here and cactus the arms. We'll take a breath in, and then exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhale, knees through center. And exhale, other side. We'll go back and forth a few times. That extended exhale, I think, is a very helpful breath for tuning into the present. And so that can be, you don't have to do movement with it. You could just take the breath on their own, and maybe is a nice way to begin prayer time. Or it's always good at a stoplight as well. One more time to the left side here. And then let's come back to center. Bring the right knee in towards the chest, and left leg can either stay bent or you can extend it long. Interlace the fingers around your knee or your shin and pull the knee in towards the chest. Flex through the left leg if it's extended. If it's bent, push down through the foot. And this compression of belly to thigh also signals the body to slow down. It's good for digestion too. And then let's extend the legs. So we'll take the hands behind the hamstring and extend the right foot towards the ceiling, keeping the right foot flexed. And as you pull the leg in, push your hamstring into your hand. Feel what happens there. One more breath in. And then let's release. We'll bring our knee towards our chest. Left hand to right knee, right arm extends. And then let's take the right leg over the body. Nice, slow, deep breaths here. Take one more. And slowly release. We'll come back to center, squeeze the knee in, and then change out our legs. So right leg either extends or right foot on the ground. The left knee in towards the chest. Feel the low back, flat on the mat. And then when you're ready, take the hands to the hamstring, extend the left leg up towards the sky. Push the hamstring into your hands. And then let's bring the leg back down. This time, left arm out to the side, the right hand to left knee, and twist. Try to get the shoulders flat on the mat. And as we think about moving with compassion, sometimes twists are places where we can feel like it isn't doing what we want it to be doing. So can you use the breath to maybe just ease out a little bit? And then slowly use the breath to ease back in. One more breath. And slowly release. Let's come back to center. Squeeze the knee in towards the chest. And then release the left leg long. So both legs are long. Let's inhale our arms up above our head. Let's take a moment to reach through fingers and toes, be the longest. And then we'll take banana pose here. So let's take our legs over to the right, cross the left foot over the right ankle, and then right hand grabs left wrist and move the torso over to the right as well. And dial the left hip down so that we are in a banana shape here. Bend through the elbows if that's more comfortable as they rest towards the ground. It's a deep stretch along the left side. For me, it's particularly deep in my hip. Let's tune into 4 breaths here. And then on your exhale, let's unwind. Just come back towards center. So put the hips back square. Feet can be wide, arms wide, like a star pose here on the ground. Notice how the left side feels. And then let's prepare for the other side. So if you're in star and the left leg's already out, just bring this right leg over and cross the right ankle. And then move the torso over to the left. This time dialing the right hip down. Left hand grabs the right wrist. And now feel all of that extension along the right side. And again, if you get to a place where it feels too tight, where can you loosen up? The measure of, I don't know that I want to use the word success, but if a pose is going well, we assess that by our breath. So if you are in a posture and you find that you are holding and breath is really restricted, then what can you adjust so that the breath can be fluid? That's maybe a good metaphor for our prayer life. That if we notice that things aren't going well in our daily life and we are tense, that maybe the place to adjust is in that quiet, in that prayer. Take one more breath here. And slowly release. We'll come back to the star pose here. Take a moment to wiggle out through the hips. And then let's bring both knees in towards the chest. So we'll work our way up to seated and then into tabletop position. So you can rock and roll a couple of times if that feels good, or just come up right away. And as we come into tabletop here, let's just set ourselves up for success with our hands over our shoulders, over our wrists, and our knees under our hips. Just feel this length. So noticing if you can keep the neck in line and extend the crown of your head towards the front of your space. And let's take a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale, push down through fingers and toes and round. Inhale to open and exhale to round. And again, inhale, open. Exhale, round. We'll come to a little flow here on our knees. So next time that we inhale, let's come to standing on the knees. Inhale, arms up above the head. Exhale, cactus the arms. Let the heart move forward. Inhale, let's drop the left elbow down. So lateral stretch here with the arms in cactus. Back up through center. And then exhale, drop the right elbow down. I guess I said inhale on the other side, my bad. And now let's inhale back up through center. Exhale, come through all the way down into child's pose. Inhale, come forward to tabletop. And then exhale, tuck the toes, come back into downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in, breath out. Bring the knees down, coming back towards child's pose. One more breath here. And then next inhale takes us back to where we started. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus through the arms. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cactus again. This time we'll take that lateral stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, left elbow towards the ground. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come forward, tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, take it back, downward dog. One breath in. Exhale, come to the knees. Lift the hips back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, lateral stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, rise to tabletop. And exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring it down. And then sit back in child's pose. We'll rest here. So you can take the knees a little wider if that's more comfortable. And if it's possible to get your forehead to the ground or to a block, just take a moment to move the head gently side to side, massaging the forehead, the third eye. Great. And then before we get into the legs, we'll just do one other heart opener here. So we'll come up towards tabletop here. The knees can be a little bit wide, and we'll thread the needle. So inhale the left arm up high, opening up through the chest here. And then exhale, we'll thread the left arm all the way through, bringing the left side of the head down. We'll move this twice more and then hold. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, thread. And then once more, inhale it up. Exhale, thread and hold. So to open up through the heart, we have to make sure that we are opening up the sides of the heart, the windows, through lateral stretches. That's a good one to help do that. Let's take one more breath here. And then let's bring the right hand underneath for support. Inhale the left arm up. And exhale, set it down, and we'll switch sides. So recenter, and then this time, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread it through, right side of the head to the ground. Inhale and reach. Exhale, thread. And last time, inhale, reach. And exhale, thread and hold. So the right hand keeps moving towards the left side of the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then as we release, support yourself with your left hand. Let's inhale all the way up and exhale, set it down. Coming back to tabletop, just take a moment to feel strong and long again here. And then we'll extend the right leg back, taking a moment, hard not to just stop and do the core for a second to feel a sense of strength here. Let's extend the left arm forward. So one nice line, long line of energy. And then set the left hand down and we'll bring the right leg through for a low lunge. Make sure that knee is over ankle. And go ahead and bring the chest up. Pull the right hip crease back. Inhale, arms up above your head. And then exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. This time, let's inhale. And then exhale, round through. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. So balance challenge here. Inhale, open one more time. Exhale, round. Now from here, let's lean our torso forward and then extend the arms back, airplane the arms here. So chest reaches forward, arms reach back. One more breath. And then let's bring both hands down on either side of your right foot. Plant the left hand and then inhale the right arm up for a twist. One more breath in. As we release, let's tuck the back toes and then lift the back knee. Inhale, we'll rise up onto these left fingers and come to a standing twist. Inhale all the way up through center. And then exhale, come to warrior two. Right knee is bent. Let's take those arms out wide. So take up some space here. Let's take a moment to really find ourselves in warrior two. Then we'll inhale, straighten the front leg, hands come up overhead. And then exhale, bend into it, cactus the arms. Inhale, straighten the front leg, fingers come to touch above you. Exhale, cactus. One more, straighten. Exhale, cactus. Then from here, let's take a breath in. And then exhale, bring the elbows together, hands together. Just bow the head slightly. And then as we release, we'll extend arms out in front of us here in this humble warrior two. Arms can extend long or you can have them right underneath you. One more breath in. And then as we release, we'll walk our hands up towards the top of our mat. Bring the back knee down. And then bring the right leg back to meet the left, coming back. Nice deep breath in. Let it go. Next breath in, let's extend the left leg long. Belly in, right arm extends. One more breath in. Exhale, release the right hand down and then bring your knee through for a low lunge on this side. Let's bring the chest up, pull the left hip crease back, and find yourself here in your lunge. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Here, well, this time we'll come forward. So deep breath in, and then exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Let's take our torso forward, extend the arms long, and then take the arms all the way back. Airplane. Shoulders down away from the ears. One more breath in. And then exhale, hands down by your side. Place the right hand. Inhale, left arm upward twist. One more breath in. Then tuck the right toes. Lift the right knee coming into this lunge. And then as you're ready, lifting up off of those right fingertips and coming to a standing twist. Inhale, arms up through center, crescent lunge. And then exhale, warrior two. This time, left knee is bent. Taking some time here. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Hands come up. Exhale, cactus through the arms. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, cactus the arms. And inhale, reach tall. Exhale, cactus. We'll hold here. Take a breath in. Exhale, let's round through the spine. Elbows to touch, palms to touch. Bow the head just slightly. And then when you're ready, bring your hands down to the earth. Humble warrior two. Hips move back. And arms can extend forward. One more breath in. Exhale, let's walk our hands up towards the top of our mat. Bring the right knee down and then extend the left leg back. We'll come to standing on our knees here. A nice strong Tadasana and do. It's a pretty big heart opener, but it can be as big as you'd like it to be in camel pose here. So hands come to your back pockets, imaginary back pockets. Bring those elbows together. And then keeping our hips over our knees, squeeze your legs together as if you had a block there, just to keep them engaged. And then from here, we begin to push the hips a little bit forward as we lift the heart and chest. We'll take 3 open mouth breaths here. Just bringing some opening through the throat. So breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, breathe in. Let it go. And one more. Exhale it out. Coming back up to neutral here. Let's inhale, arms up above our head, and then interlace your fingers, let them rest on your head, and come back to kneeling if this is comfortable for you. Just pausing here for a moment. You can move into easy pose if kneeling is not comfortable on your knees. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring your arms back down. Just come forward slightly to cross the feet underneath you, and we'll bring our legs in front of us into butterfly pose. come down enough so that when we go down onto our backs, you're still on your mat. So soles of the feet together here. And re-ground through the sit bones. Shoulders down away from the ears. Then let's inhale, arms up above our heads. And exhale, give yourself a nice big hug. Let's tuck the chin here. Feel your hands on your shoulder blades. And again, if this posture isn't comfortable for your legs, you can also come to just easy pose. But feeling that embrace of compassion that we cultivated at the start of class. And then we'll inhale, arms up, and this time just let your opposite arm rest on top. So exhale and switch your grip. Bowing your chin, feeling this connection. And feeling the ribs expand as you breathe, as your hands expand. How can this be? And then let's inhale up. This time we'll take a forward fold. So you may want your feet a little bit further away so that you have a little bit more space. And if you have blocks, you're welcome to stack those in any way, shape, or form to let your head rest on them. Letting the heart come down towards the earth. Keep inching the hips back. So begin to turn to slowing down. One more breath in. And then as we release, we'll let the torso rise. Keep the legs where they are. And then you can use your forearms to help lower yourself down onto the ground as we come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Arms can rest on your sides. You can let them rest one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. If this is uncomfortable for your low back, then bring the knees together. Take the feet wide and just let the knees knock in towards each other. So finding maybe this is where you want to be for final rest, but if you'd like to transition your body into a different posture, as we just move intentionally from movement into meditation, we'll move slowly, being in touch with the breath, but not being in control of it. Letting ourselves be breathed. And as you bring your awareness back into your body, we reconnect with the gaze of God upon you and invite you to ask for the grace that you desire this evening. As a whole, the grace that sort of the story and the theme lends us to is the grace to feel God's love and mercy. And so if that grace resonates with you, then you can go there. And if there's something else that is on your heart, of course, be honest with yourself and with God, and ask for the grace that you desire this evening. As we move to our contemplation, our Ignatian contemplation, you're welcome to stay resting on the ground, or if you'd prefer to come to seated, feel free to make whatever adjustments that you need. The parable of the prodigal son it's a bit longer. So I will go through it slowly, and then instead of reading it a second time, just invite you into some more specific questions. I'll pull some parts of the story. But as we go through the first time, let the story unfold as if it's a painting or a TV show, and letting yourself see all of the details, colors and textures, maybe even going beyond TV and smells and tastes as well. Knowing that when we get to engage with Scripture through the lens of prayer, it is an opportunity for God to use our imagination and to open us up to whatever it is that He might want to be sharing with us as we conclude our Lenten season. So Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the estate.' So he divided his property among them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all that he had and set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed the pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and I am here starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' So he got up and went to his father." Just take a moment to imagine what he might have looked like as he begins this journey back. What was he thinking as he's journeying back? But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him, and he was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to the servant, Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and a sandal on his feet. Bring the fatted calf and let us kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field, and when he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked them what was going on. "Well, your brother has come," he replied, "and your father has killed the fatted calf because he has him back safe and sound." The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, "Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who squandered all of your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fatted calf for him." "My son," the father said, "you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." How can this be? That's maybe a question that the older brother is posing with a bit of anger, a question that the son is posing, maybe a question that the servants are posing, all from a little bit of a different angle. Let's paint a picture of the merciful Father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him. So imagine that scene. He saw him and was filled with compassion for him. Maybe it's a grin that comes to his face. Maybe it's his shoulders that soften. He ran to his son, something that would have been unheard of, right? This wealthy father running, maybe like imagining the Queen of England running. He threw his arms around him. See those arms and those hands? And he kissed him. We are both the older and the younger son at different points in our life. So for this evening, can you see the merciful Father running to you, embracing you with his hands, kissing your head? And what does it feel like and look like and sound like and smell like and taste like to rest in that embrace? How can this? So spend some time in quiet, resting in the embrace, and speaking with God about whatever it is that is on your heart. And as we bring that conversation to close or a pause, know that you can come back to that at any point this week. And if this story seems like a place that you'd really like to dive in and continue, another part of the exercises is to envision what happens afterwards. What is, we don't get to hear a lot about what the lost son's response is, and maybe spending some time contemplating what that might be like. How is their relationship renewed and restored in the aftermath of this big, big moment of compassion? And as we look toward Holy Week, invite you to see the week through the lens of this question: how can this be? And let that be a starting point for you and your prayer. Take your time as you come to seated if you're not already there. And we'll close by breathing together, using this little flow that we've been doing together this evening. Let's just start with our hands on our heart, trusting this place of compassion and love that is within us. And then let's inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale and cactus the arms. Deep breath in. And then exhale, let's bring the elbows and the palms together. And then we bring our thumbs to our third eye, asking God to be on our minds this week. Bringing our thumbs to our lips. Let the words that we speak be words of love and awe. And then our thumbs to our hearts, that we can live from this place knowing that the Spirit dwells within us. Wish you a very blessed Holy Week. And it's a little bit too soon to say Happy Easter, but we know it's coming. So an anticipatory Happy Easter. Blessings. Thanks for being with me. Thanks so much, everybody. Wonderful to be with you.
Thank